Alright, hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we are back for the Nova Hoenn Nuzlocke. And if you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and explored a little bit around within the Slateport City. Not only that, but we also did get to go and battle out with Team Aqua as well, too, in the process. And I think during the last little bit of that episode, we went and picked up with a Denene on our team, known as Mini, which I think Denene would at least be somewhat pretty fitting here within our team, because it does have the pickup ability, so any type of free items is always a good thing for us. And now, however, we're over here back at Slateport once again, and before we start reaching off into where Mauville City is, we do have a certain encounter that we should at least be able to go and do around out here within our time. And let's see what we can go and find, and hopefully it's going to be something good within Slateport City. And it's a Watchog. Okay, it's somewhat doable. I hardly ever really got to go and use a Watchog before, but it should be interesting enough if I may decide to go and use him. Now, mind you, throughout our time out here, I am not going to be adding Watchog to the layout, even though that I did go and capture him out. We will be able to go and hopefully spawn out some other mods later on, but if I ever do have the chance to maybe at least potentially add Watchog, I'll probably do that maybe when we start reaching off into Mauville City. But again, we do have quite a bit of other routes outside of Mauville City, so there's going to be other different expectations of other Pokemon that we're going to be seeing later on. But I think for right now, within these two videos for today, not only are we going to be just doing out here with Nova Hoenn Nuzlocke, but we're also, of course, going to be heading on into some more of what Ocarina Time is going to be. We still have quite a bit of some other different medallion dungeons that we have to go and get ourselves all completed off with. And of course, this is going to be a little bit of a reference, if you guys don't know, for that nickname there. If you guys do recall, we have went and played through Ni no Kuni, so if you guys know about Hickory, then you guys may probably know about that gigantic mouse that we had to go and fight at the very beginning of our time of the first of many bosses within Ni no Kuni 1, which speaking of which, I may probably go and try out Ni no Kuni 2 at some point later on down the road. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to go and see Ni no Kuni 2 out here on the channel, because I do have the last bit of other different other Let's Plays that I want to go and get done before I go and start switching around for what my channel is going to be. And if you guys don't know about that, I have been telling you guys out here so far that throughout next year for 2025 is that there's going to be a different type of thing that is going to be happening out here within the Proxify channel. It's just that the Let's Plays are going to be kind of switched around a little bit, and I want to say the Let's Plays are going to be somewhat more in the majority of what the live streams are going to be, instead of it just getting all, well, just regularly, like, recorded schedule type of stuff. Because I have other things in mind that I kind of want to go and expand out with the channel a little bit more, and I think you guys will probably enjoy that as well. But we'll get into more details about that for when the later part of December of this year is going to happen, because I'll give you guys the type of update that will go on later. But yeah, so now we're back all the way over here, just around where Petalburg is going to be. Now, if you guys do recall, I did say that we are going to be heading back to Petalburg at some point, and if you guys do remember, there is a little bit of a pond area around out here, so hopefully at least we could go and run on into something good. Seems like so far, even though that we have ran into some of these Pokemon, it looks like we could potentially go and find a Dugong in here, so I don't know if we could go and find one. But it looks like there is going to be a Dugong once again. And I know that we already went and spawned out with these Dugongs before. I think if you guys do remember, we went and seen these guys basically back over at that one other cave. I think like around where, I want to say where the Verdant Turf town is going to be. I think that's what it's known as, right? Or just around over there. But however, we're going to go and head back over to where Briney's going to be. And let's go and make sure that we head back to Slateport. Now, there is going to be something that I do want to go and actually head on into within this episode. And that is, while we're heading on outside out of Slateport, you guys may probably know about the Trickmaster house. And we're going to do some Trickmaster type of stuff as well while we're here in this episode, just so that I can see what we can go and do around within there. I want to say I don't think I've ever been into the Trick Master's house in Oras before. And I think this is going to be my very first experience heading on into the Trick Master house within Oras. I have been into the Trick Master's house before during the time of the original Ruby and Sapphire, but I don't think I've ever really experienced throughout here. So this should be like somewhat of a first experience for myself. I could be wrong, and I may have probably jumped on into it before, maybe in my Omega Ruby randomizer, but it's been like a really long time. But I don't really recall heading on into the Trickmaster house during Omega Ruby, or even during the time that when I even headed on into my original vanilla game that I went and played through when I got this, well, when I got Oras, well, during launch day. But there we go. We already went and taken care of that other tuber that's out here. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that there's other different trainers around within this beachfront area. I'm going to have to go and probably tackle out those guys maybe on my own accord, because I know that we're going to be getting into a little bit further on ahead within Route 10. Now, there is going to be a Pokemon that I do capture out, which that is somewhat not really a part of the rules, because I think I somewhat broke the rules a little bit. But there is going to be a Pokemon that I think over to the far right hand side that we go and run into with, and I thought that the route actually switched up between each other, just like right between here of like where the Trickmaster's house is, but that's actually on the left hand side. But Route 110 is still a continuous area that kind of lasts up until I think just around until the whole Mauville City that happens. So unfortunately, for whatever Pokemon that I'm going to be running on into with, because I can't remember exactly what Pokemon I ran on into on getting a capture, which that is not supposed to be happening, but we will have to put that Pokemon into the PC box. Yeah, so any type of like captures that I think like somewhat mistakenly go for, even though that we went for our first encounter during this route, that other one Pokemon, I think I'm going to probably release it after. Or I may probably find something else that that I could probably kind of make like a new rule or something later on. Like maybe I could like set it up as like a rule is that even though that I can't use this Pokemon, I'll probably have to wait until I find like a fossil or something, and then I could just use that as like a token Pokemon or something. Maybe I could go and probably do that. You guys can let me know, because I know that you guys are going to be seeing that happening here in this episode. So let me know if you guys want me to use this surprise Pokemon that's going to happen later on throughout the episode. And you guys can let me know if you guys want me to use that Pokemon if I go and find a Sura Fossil later, and maybe use that as for a token. But yeah, so there we go. So Nitro's all the way up to level 26. And I think we are going to get an evolution with Nitro that's going to be out here. So this is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, what is really strange about this is that normally we're supposed to be having a Firestone, and there's no Firestone, well, within our vicinity at all, but it seems like we could just get a free evolution just right away. And let's see what we got. And it's Arcanine. That's pretty cool, but what the heck? Why is this game saying that I had Nitro evolved into Diancie? Well, I know that I hear the cry, that it actually does sound like Diancie, but, like, that's the completely wrong other Pokemon. Yeah, if I actually found, like, an actual Diancie, that would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having, like, a Mega form of it, but I'm pretty sure that that's more so exclusively into X and Y. I don't think it's actually here at Oras. But I know that Pokemon ZA is going to be a thing, so I know that most of the returning, like, Megas from, like, X and Y and Oras should probably at least be making it all the way into that game, so that would be pretty exciting. And hopefully get some new Megas along the way as well, too. Now, speaking about that, about Pokemon ZA, what would be my top 5 type of Megas to go and see? And you guys can let me know about that into the comments as well, too, if you guys are up to this point right now while we're at here in the Trickmaster's house and doing some exploring. But let me know, like, what type of top 5, like, Megas do you guys want to see when Pokemon ZA actually does drop within 2025? And I'm trying to think about that right now, and it's actually kind of tricky, because, like, I would like to see Mega Weavile and also like a Mega Gliscor, because like those would be pretty cool Pokemon to go and see. I know that there was like rumors and talks about like those Pokemon getting them. I think before Oras was coming around, but never really happened. But I think that was just more so somebody's like wish list though. But that's kind of like for me. So Mega Gleescore and Mega Weavile would be somewhat pretty cool. Of course, Mega Flygon. I know that Mega Flygon was actually originally supposed to be a part of Oras, but never really came into fruition though, because from what Game Freak said, or somebody said, I think from the Pokemon Company, or even from Game Freak said that that when they were trying to come up with the design, they didn't really have like a specific one that they wanted to go for. So unfortunately, they kind of scrapped Mega Flygon, which that sucked. It was almost there. They were trying to come up with the idea, but just wasn't into what their plan was. What else could I go and think of? So that's like already 3 Pokemon there, and I want to say that we have 2 more other slots left, right? Like, what other type of megas would I want to go and see? I'll probably have to get back to those too. But yeah, here we are now. We're in the Trickmaster's house for the cutting type of area that's going to be here. Now, I'm pretty sure that all of these battles are mandatory. So even if you need to go and like, well, I don't think well, for this part here, I don't think it's really all that mandatory because like there is like a Pokeball item that is just around in this vicinity. But I think like every other type of one that also happens, I think like you do have to go and fight most of the trainers here, just so that you can go and grab the scroll, and then by the time that you grab the scroll, then you can get your specialty reward. And that happens, I believe, for each of the other different gyms that you successfully go out and complete. You can go and come right back here to the Trickmaster's house, and he'll give you some extra items and rewards and other stuff. But the first time that you go around into it, I believe you do get like a pretty nice good reward. I'm pretty sure that most of these items are vanilla, I think, because I don't think the items ever change. So I think we are going to be getting ourselves with the expert belt around within this place. So pretty nice. Unfortunately, if you guys do get to go and see, is that Baxter's moveset is actually a little bit changed up right now, because during the time that I was doing some off-record training, Baxter actually learned Power Whip, which I believe that is a grass typing move. So pretty nice for what we actually had to go and find around for there. And now well, with that Power Whipping move, is going to do like a lot of like attack damage for the Pokemon that are going to be super effective to it. So pretty excited for that. I think our team is just looking more beefy every time that we get some wild type of moves here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to probably be using Duncan all that too much on the team at some point, unless if, well, from what I've just been gathered is that since Growlithe can go and just evolve into Arcanine whenever it wants to, I'm pretty sure that if we see a Timber out here, we should probably at least get to go and see that we'll potentially have a Conkeldurr at some point, which that'd be pretty cool if that's what's going to be the case. But yeah, so if you guys just went and saw, it seems like this trainer actually does have a Zapdos out of here. Well, if you guys do recall, we actually had a Zapdos on our team. We did have Zeke the Zapdos on our Pokemon Y, I think Proxlock, that happened. And we actually got I think, what was it? Didn't we get like a Fossil or something, I think? And then I used that as like a token Pokemon. So technically, like even though that we ran into, I think, like the foresty area in Pokemon Y, and we found our Pokemon that we needed, I think like later on the items were all like changed around. So we found a Fossil, and then we were able to I don't know if we were able to like kind of like see what the Pokemon was or not, but I think I just kind of just used that as like a well, as like an actual token placeholder, and then we got the Zapdos from there in the foresty area later. But there's the Weavile. Now, I did actually go and bow out with a Weavile during the way of Route 110, and I believe that was actually the Pokemon that I did go and run into with. But yeah, it seems like a lot of, well, a lot from what Weavile's moveset is that it uses a lot of grass type moves. But let's just go and just use that 1,000 waves. Hopefully that knocks it out, and it does. So pretty good. At least now we got the scroll and everything, and we just got one more Pokemon left here from this other youngster. So we're going to have to go and switch out into Daz, I want to say so, because that's like our other type of Pokemon that is somewhat good for knocking out some of these pesky bug types. I think we could also go for Nugget as well too with the ice, but rather just change it up and switch it around a little bit. At least get to show off with all my guys out here. So yeah, as you guys go and see is that I do have Nico on our team. Nico is already like knocked out at this point, but I'm just using Nico as just a placeholder for cutting around. I don't really have the EXP on because I wanted to just make sure that that we have everything turned off, just so that we don't have to have Nico start getting levels for no apparent reason, even though that it is knocked out, because that wouldn't really make any sense. But I will have to turn that back on next time. But there we go. So Expert Belt is now finally in our grasp, and we also have to go and talk to this guy and get our second reward as well. So we'll get ourselves with TM12 for Taunt, and I believe that always changes up every reward now from the Trick Master. So the next time around we'll probably be doing Brawly's area, which I believe we can do that, but I think we need Rock Smash, I think, to head on into that area alone. So for right now we'll have to come back to that later. But yeah, I think this is the route right here where I kind of accidentally thought that this route actually changed up a bit. And I think this is where I accidentally start going after for Weavile for no apparent reason. Yeah, so just pretend that you never really got to see this whole entire part of me trying to go after this Weavile, because I thought that this route actually switched up upon itself. I'll probably like put like a blip and then also maybe like a part of the description of the video just to go and just literally say that this Weavile was not meant to be able to get captured, because I was mistaken about what this route was. I didn't know that this was going to be a continuous route afterwards. But I thought the last time that when I went through this game, I thought this area did change. I thought it was like a different route that happened later, but I guess I was wrong. Hopefully I did do that before when I went into my Omega Ruby randomizer. I'll have to go and check back on that, because I may have probably actually have like somewhat of a breaking the rules type of Pokemon on my team from beforehand. Yeah, because Denene is the only one Pokemon right now that's in Route 10 that is a legal Mon that we can go and use on our team. It's just that Weavile, which is a good thing that we don't really have Weavile like within our party. Like once we go and capture it, it'll just be stuck in the PC box for the remainder of our time. But yeah, I could never. I should have just went and just kept all my Great Balls. I don't know what I was thinking. But it's fine. But yeah, also too, I think during the last episode, I think I said I was going to go and battle out with the wannabe May character that's going to be showing up here. I don't really know what her actual, like, I don't know if this character was ever part of, like, of an anime or anything. Probably it's just, like, just a redesign character of May. But yeah, we're going to have to go and battle out with her there. Or a second of many of battles that are going to happen. So yeah, we're pretty good right there. We actually lowered Weavile all the way down to the red, even though I don't have to capture this out. This is still Route 110. Oh, but it's going to get captured. Nope, just barely. Now, just in a couple more days, I want to say, I'm pretty much going to be done with my school, which I am pretty excited about. Because I think during this time, this is just kind of like the ending part where my group has to go and present what we need to go and do. And I have that for my video creation class, and then I also have another one that I have to go and do later as well. And then basically I'm done at that point. And that should be pretty cool. And then I could be able to have a little bit some more free time, do some more other things that I could be able to do out here on the YouTube channel, and try to get some other post recordings out of the way. Alright, so there we go. Even though that again, I don't need to capture out this Weavile, or even try to even nickname it. But I guess I also went and nickname it as well too. Jeez. Now, I did go and check out Monday Night Raw. I believe that happened last night. Because, again, if you guys don't know, most of these episodes that I do are post-recorded. So, these episodes always follow a few days after the events that have went and taken place, of course. Later on throughout my journey here within the series. But, yeah, so I just went and checked out Monday Night Raw. I think that was with everything that had to do with Cody finally coming out and showing off his brand new title that is there, because ever since he went and destroyed Roman, which that was pretty cool from WrestleMania, that was exciting. I think I have to say, like, WrestleMania 40 just felt like it was like WrestleMania 30 all over again. It's like it feels like any type of like next like big number that always happens within like any type of WrestleMania like moment that happens is always going to be like a really good time. You know, like WrestleMania 30, like there was some pretty good interesting stuff that did happen, but the one good feel moment that literally happened throughout that whole entire WrestleMania was when Daniel Bryan got the titles, like basically from Triple H and Batista. Well, Batista was in that match, and then I think or was it Randy Orton? I can't really remember if it was Randy Orton or Triple. But I know that Daniel Bryan had to go through like certain different matches so that he could be able to go and become like a part of like some sort of like triple threat match or something. And I can't really remember how the whole part of it worked, but like I know that Daniel Bryan won, and then that was like a really good feel good moment after that. Like, he had to go through like the whole members of like Evolution just so that he can win throughout the whole time of like WrestleMania 30. And then WrestleMania 40 happened, and then you get the same type of good feel good moment that happened with Cody Rhodes. Yeah, so now we got just one more Pokemon left, and this is from Wannabe May's team. Just has Decidra left, which at least we should be good because Dougie can be able to kind of go and withstand his own. We're at like level 29. We're like somewhat pretty much good for at this point right now. Yeah, because Water Pulse is still doing quite a significant amount of damage there. But at least the good thing is that we're not confused or anything, so we're somewhat doing alright for right now. And let's go and hopefully see what else that we're going to do. We're going to probably set up for, yeah, I think we'll probably just go for a potential just Soda Pop, just make sure that we re-heal ourselves up pretty good. Yeah, Soda Pops are basically like a super potion, so we'll just make sure that we get ourselves all the way back up as we can. And I think one more Parabolic Charge should at least work, or we can go for a Water Shuriken. I guess we can. Alright, and there we go. And I think we are done. And after that, it's onwards to our destination of where we need to head off to Mauville City. Which I do have to say, this part of the game of Oras, I really do like what Mauville City is. It's like basically like a big huge department store. Alright, and thank you for that. So now we're all fully healed up, and we also have a dowsing machine. Very nice. Okay, and I think that's going to about do it out here for today, guys. So thank you so much for watching the Nova Hoenn Nuzlocke, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. And of course, peace.